You won't change, you have to be the change. We are looking for 3 more hosts to join our team. If you have a message for the world and would like to be a part of the hottest new podcast and media network rocking the podcast world right now, join Da Crew Podcast and Media Network. Looking for a little exposure? Allow each TIA Enterprises the opportunity to share your brand around the world. We will work with you to develop a package that fits your budget. Contact AEA via email and schedule a consultation. Podcast203@gmail.com. We are the change we desire to see.
Are you tired of the burden of past financial mistakes weighing you down? Look no further than BHG Credit Solutions, the industry leader in credit repair. We understand the challenges you face: charge-offs, late payments, bankruptcy, and those daunting student loans, but don't let them define your financial future. Here at BHG Credit Solutions, we've got your back. Our team of dedicated professionals specializes in turning credit adversity into opportunity. We'll work tirelessly to dispute inaccuracies, negotiate with creditors, and to develop personalized strategies tailored to your unique situation. Our proven track record speaks for itself. Countless satisfied clients have seen their credit scores soar.
Basic Black, After Dark, the all-new podcast show with your host, Blaque Diamond.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Blaque Diamond from the Crew Network, and you're listening to Basic Black After Dark Podcast, the show that meets you where you are and gives you what you ask for. Now, you may not be able to diagnose someone who isn't doing 100%, but with a little insight into their state of mind, you can play a valuable role in supporting them to get the state of mind that they need to be in and to get them the help that they need. My guest today is doing big things in the mental health field. She's a human resource consultant, psychologist, and global mental health life coach. She is coming from India. Please welcome my guest, Triveda. Maybe we have a little difficulty connecting Triveda. As I mentioned, she's doing some big things here in the mental health field. She's got a great following. You'll be able to connect with her. If you have any questions, you'll be able to contact her to be able to talk to her about mental health, or maybe somebody you know that has that's working with somebody that's dealing with mental health, or someone that's living with mental health. So I'm hoping that we can get her up really soon. But we're going to be, again, divulging in the global aspect of mental health and her take on this aspect and how it differs, with some people saying that it's mental health and some people calling it depression. So I'm hoping that we can get Triveda here to be able to talk to us about something that's just been going on, and some people who actually ignore the signs of mental health. There are some people who are quiet about it, and they just don't know how to deal with it and don't know how to ask for help. So we're going to be talking about different ways people could reach out to people, how you can tell the signs of someone who's dealing with mental health. So again, we're hoping that Triveda could join us. I believe that she has a wealth of knowledge to bring to this to the forefront of this mental illness. I want to talk to some people. Oh, well, great. Here's Triveda now. forgive us. We apologize. She's coming from India, so there may be a problem with the connection for us. So hopefully that we can just get ahead.
How are you?
I'm great. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Calling
Wow,
from Black.
great. Thank you again. Thank you for joining us. I was telling everybody about global mental health. Can you tell us a little bit about global mental health?
Yes, to talk about basically about the global mental health. So, mental health is something which is very important. It is just the mental health. How you're able to manage your stress, how you're able to manage your day-to-day dealings, how are you leading your life. So, it's that we don't leave our emotions at of office or university or a college. So, it's that we need to carry our emotions, we need to carry our baggages and just live the life. So it is all about how positively we are able to balance ourselves. Here, like positively in the sense, like there are ups and downs, problems, there are good times. It's all about how we are able to balance and come up with a solution. So nothing is impossible in this world, everything is possible. It is that how we are able to balance. It's all about handling our feelings, thoughts, emotions, and going ahead.
Is mental health a syndrome of symptoms of an individual's subjective well-being, or is it a syndrome of symptoms of positive feelings and positive functioning?
Yeah. So mental health is subject to positive well-being. So when it comes to mental health, it is that how is our relationship with others? How is my relationship with my nucleus? Here, nucleus it means it is a family. So it percolates down to the circle around us. So it is all about it's not bad. See, mental health being not okay is okay. So it is to what extent it is not okay, or to what extent you are able to balance, or how is that I'm able to handle the situation. How is that I'm able to handle my own conflict. For example, I have a conflict with my own self. So how
Mhm.
is that I'm able to counter it, or else maybe I have an issue with my colleague. So am I able to express it, or am I keeping to myself? Okay, it's just sitting across the table and discussing, and waiting out the feelings and coming out of it.
How is mental health treated, and what is the biggest mental health challenge?
So what is the biggest challenge in the sense, how are we able to handle ourselves? So here I want to
Yes.
explain you in depth. See, every human being comes with a baggage. They have undesired memories, undesired past, okay, wounds, okay, they have good memories, bad memories. With all these things, the moment we are awake in the morning, we have a lot of baggage, because we have something which we have to achieve that day, or something which had happened yesterday that we did not like. So with all these things, we cannot maintain a same balance. Like there is mix and match of feelings and emotions. So first of all, it is like very important, acknowledge the feelings. There are different kinds of feelings, maybe n number of feelings. For example, if I am if I'm happy, that means I'm pleasant, I'm curious to learn, I'm able to extend help to others. So I'm feeling cool, great, all that positive emotions. So based on feelings, you have the emotions. Okay, so it is very important, like somebody should acknowledge what they are feeling. Based on that, then it goes to their emotions. There are positive emotions, there are negative emotions. So once I'm able to differentiate the difference between thoughts, feelings, emotions, behavior, it is easy to understand how is that. For example, as I've told, if I'm very happy on some particular day, it is that my emotions are very positive. Based on that, my behavior with everybody will be very cool and great. Like I'm able to accept the situations, I'm able to gel along with people. So you see the connections, Black, how it is. After the, if your thoughts are good, your activities are good, like you will be very pleasant, you will able to achieve or accomplish the task for the day. For example, maybe like I'm in a withdrawal mode. There are different types of modes. Maybe one swing is like, I'm in a withdrawal mode. If I'm withdrawal, I'm not ready to accept anything from the outside world. Maybe sometimes I'm very rigid, I don't want to talk to others. So what happens is we are not ready to talk to others. We are not able to have that self expression. Maybe I'm not ready to open up with others. So what happens is, as these all are interlinked, it is required that we should be present to the present situation or the scenario, so that we have a deep introspection of ourselves. Something which is very difficult in this world is to understand about ourselves.
Well, the question that I have is, how could you tell if a person is unwell or have severe mental health? I didn't know. I've heard people say severe mental health. Is there common mental health or mental illness, and is there severe mental illness?
Okay. See, how can you tell if somebody is mentally unwell? So there are two wellness. One is physically fit and mentally fit. Physically fit, we have support system. We have doctors. We have medical fraternity who will help us. Same goes with the mental health also. But how can you diagnose? It is that if you're feeling low continuously, you're not able to come out of your stress. Maybe you're not able to handle your day to day activities. Maybe you're curious, you're anxious, you're stressed out. So it is okay not to be okay. What I just tell many of my friends, all my colleagues, family members, if you're not feeling okay, it is completely and perfectly all right. It is that understand what is happening inside you. Okay, take a moment. Maybe, for example, I can tell you with an example. Maybe I rushed from the university and just came home. Like, I'm a bit stressed out. But let me just sit, relax, understand, analyze that. Okay, I'm going through some particular feeling. I'm going through some particular emotion. So first of all, it is required. What is that feeling I have? Okay, miss, you need to do the root cause analysis. So everything has a root cause analysis. It's not just that we brush everything under the carpet and we are not acknowledging it, or maybe we are not addressing the issue. So once
Mhm.
we do the root cause analysis, okay, I came late. Okay, I came late for the meeting. That is fine. Okay, let me first accept it. What happens is, the moment you accept the reality, half of the problem is solved, because you are ready to address it. Acceptance itself means you're ready to address some issue. Once you're ready to address this issue, then your thinking quotient will start. Then your chance of thinking out of the box will start. Once you think out of the box, or else maybe once you're able to accept it, then comes the ways. Okay, I'm not well, it is okay not to be okay. Can I take a help of a mentor? Can I take a help of a coach? Or maybe I can go to a therapist, counselor, psychologist.
Mhm.
Then you can think. See, the thing is, most of us, we don't actually know that we are mentally sick or mentally
Right.
not up to the mark. Yeah, means we are so busy in our day-to-day life, we don't know actually what is happening to us. We know that we are
Right. Right.
irritated, but we don't know what is the reason. See, I know that I came late home today, but I'm irritated. I don't know the reason. Am I taking a minute to sit back and see what is that happening to me? What is it? Okay, so do a proper diagnosis. Okay, did I had a fight with my colleague, or I, I had an issue with my family members? What it is? Okay, for example, I had an issue with my one of my colleagues. So what is the issue? What is that it is bothering me? Maybe we can do 5W1H. It's very widely used. So what is that it is irritating? Who is that is irritating? Is anything, anybody else who is influencing you? Is there any way I can come out of it? And last is, how can, when we do this kind of analysis, then comes the how. See, the problem is we always run behind how can I come out of an issue, how is that I can make my life beautiful, how is that I can achieve xyz or target. So fine, if you run behind how, we will not get the solution. Think of other ways and
Wow.
means. It is that being present. All these things will only happen, Black, when we are mentally strong to address ourselves. So the biggest computer on this earth is our mind, and we don't know how to handle it because so many thoughts
Right,
keep in
right. Good
coming.
question.
Yeah.
I hear some people saying, when they're at work or when you um, see individuals, they'll say, I'm stressed out, and they're talking about work. And then you see or hear people say that I'm burnt out. And then you discover maybe down the road that they've been dealing with maybe some mental health. How could you tell if your colleague, is stressed out, burnt out, or dealing with or living with onset of mental illness?
Yeah. See, if we are having if we are constantly feeling anxious, in case if we are constantly feeling nervous, maybe we are unable to think of a solution. Okay, and maybe sometimes it also depends upon the behavior, Black. It actually mental health, the first step to analyze is our behavior. Is my behavior passive? Am I assertive or I aggressive? Okay, this is the first question what we need to ask ourselves. In case if I'm passive, am I accepting all the negativity? Am I not able to express my own feelings to others? Am I going into my comfort zone and not coming out of it? Okay, so that is something we need to understand about a passive behavior. Then comes the assertive behavior. Am I able to handle the conflict? What is that it takes for me to express my feelings? Am I opening my feelings? Am I no, opening up with my friends to explain my issue? See, all the stress comes when we are not able to express ourselves. So expression is the main issue when it comes to mental health. Stressed out, you asked, what about if somebody is stressed out? That means I'm unable to understand my feelings, I'm unable to talk to others, or maybe my expression is not correct. Okay, maybe I have very less tolerance towards other things. So these are all something we need to introspect. So as I told you, passive, there is also assertive behavior wherein we don't have a baggage, we tell whatever we want, we express ourselves freely. And the third thing is aggressive. When it comes to aggressive behavior, you have very low
Mm,
tolerance, you cannot wait for others to speak, or we don't give others an opportunity, we just burst out on others. Okay, so
wow.
there is a
Yeah.
very thin line between assertiveness and aggressiveness. So in assertive and aggressiveness, we are able to tell our feelings, express freely. But when we are assertive, we are totally in our control. My thoughts, my feelings, and my vocabulary is in my control. When I'm in aggressiveness, it's totally I am not in my own control. So that
Right,
is the
right.
no what do you say, that is a situation when you're out of your control. Means you don't know what is happening to you, you know what is happening, but you cannot control. So
Right,
it's
right.
all about how we control ourselves, how we include ourselves in discussions, how are we able to extend our help to others. So there are so many things, Black, when it comes.
Many people should be the many people suffer from depression. Is depression also considered mental illness?
Yes, depression is also a mental illness. Depression actually, when we are able to address it in the very beginning. Okay, see, depression is not built up overnight. Situations that is unfavorable to us, and maybe we are unable to come out of it. See, it's not that, or many a times we try to come out of it, but what happens is we don't know ways and means to come out of it. Many a times we know that we are depressed, but we don't want to talk to others. See, there are different permutations and combinations, and some many a times we don't know that we are even depressed. And unfortunately, there are many situations, Black, wherein people don't know they are depressed. They know they are something is wrong with them, but they don't know what's
Right.
actually happening to them.
Some people they are afraid to see a psychiatrist, or maybe they're embarrassed to see a psychiatrist. They don't want nobody to know that they've seen a psychiatrist. I'm hearing and knowing, and I know you're one. People are more comfortable with seeing a life coach. Do you find
Yes.
that happening a lot, that they would rather see a life coach? And there's nothing wrong with seeing a psychiatrist, but for maybe self-esteem or maybe their comfort in seeing a life coach?
Yeah. See, I'll tell you, Black. There is a difference, to start with, there is a difference between coaching and counseling. For example, counseling is something to deal with your inner self, totally come out of it. And coaching is something that you know that you have a problem. Okay. How is that you will come out of it? What is that I can do so that I'm able to come out of it? So,
Mhm.
in a way, the role of psychologist, counselor, or a life coach is end of the day not to help you. It is that in really, if you want to just understand in depth, you want to do a proper root cause analysis, completely come out of it, you need a counselor. In case you have acknowledged that it is an issue, you want to go ahead, then life coach coaching or a coach is a right option. So it includes, like, what the emotional, psychological, there is social well-being, which comes into the picture, or how productivity or how fruitfully I can live my life, or else what is the contribution I'm just giving to my society. So all these things are there. So yeah, psychologist can help, and also a life coach. But if the problem is more on the psychological front, you need to visit a psychologist, counselor, therapist. Maybe if you're able to manage and you want to really work towards the goal, then you can consult a life coach.
What age do you see more when it comes to children suffering with, I'll say, living with mental illness? What age group do you see more?
Yeah. Yes. See, there is no proper age group. Maybe a child, infant of 1 year also might have an issue.
Wow,
Okay, maybe
one.
identity crisis. Yes. See, they don't know how they will not express. Actually, in psychological terms, they say you decide your life positioning between 0 to 5 years. By the age of 5 years, you might have drawn a blueprint of your life. How is it going to be? Okay, maybe
Wow.
if, why does the child feel secured with the mom? Why does he cry when some visitor takes him? Simple logic, because they feel uncomfortable. That means they also have feelings and emotions. It's not that 2 year kid or 3 year kid don't have feelings, and it's only that feelings are developed maybe in teenager, adolescent, or later adulthood age. No, it is developed from very very young age. So everybody of all age groups have issues. See, maybe kids have a problem, a certain kind of issues, maybe some security issues, or maybe they are afraid of strangers. They have their own issues. Maybe when you're in your early teens, there are a lot of biological changes. There are so many hormonal changes. What happens, how to address them. Maybe you have peer pressure, you have society pressures. Maybe there is some kind of strict parenting, or too much of nurturing. Maybe behavioral patterns, behavioral changes. Maybe when you get into your career. So problem persist at every level. Means at elderly age also they have identity crisis. Maybe somebody at mid 40s, usually they have an issue that all of the sudden the life has changed. So problems are at every level. It is that properly we need to diagnose ourselves. It is that we need to see, well, maybe for kids it's the role of parenting. So parenting plays a major role until the kid is 20. So there is a
Wow. So
famous yeah, I wanted to add something. There is a famous quote
go
what
ahead.
they tell is parenting is a 20-year project. Everybody without experience jump into that, you know, and you have to go through the process. So especially parenting also plays a major role in upbringing of kids. What we teach, how we
Wow.
teach.
We're talking about parenting, and you mentioned that at 1 years old they can possibly be diagnosed with. Do you believe that children are born with mental illness, or do you think it's something that was inherited from one of the parents? And it can it be inherited from one of the parents?
See, history, there is a history which plays some role. It's not that you will inherit. Okay, so in case if there are some there is a history in your family, that will also be taken into consideration. It's not that 1 year old child is has a depression. Maybe I mean to say they have feelings and emotions, they don't know how to express it. So it depends from sometimes it depends on the situation or the society where you are in, how your upbringing is, how is your parenting style, what
Mm,
is that your thought. There are so many things, because maybe if I'm scared of no, reptiles, that means I had some past history where I was not given proper confidence how to handle that. Maybe sometimes I'm scared of dogs. Okay, maybe in my childhood I might have encountered such a situation where I did not know how to deal with it, so it continued. Maybe I have a phobia of math. I don't want to do solve problems. So it's like that, means something which is not addressed in the initial stage will lead to your habits, your beliefs. So there is also a belief system which plays a major role in our personality formation. As I have told, there are different kinds of behaviors. There is also belief system, because if in case if you believe something is correct in your thought process, you think that is the truth, and we live with it. And sometimes we argue that our beliefs are the reality, or else it's the truth for us, maybe it's not for somebody else. So here it is important, how strong is your belief system, you know
right.
how strong is your personality, you know how are you able to
So
manage your conflicts.
so
Okay,
what
how
kind
is
of lifestyle changes can help someone who's living with mental illness? Um, what kind of lifestyle changes should they make? Is it always medication, or is it just therapy? I guess it may depend on what type of the mental illness that they're living with.
Okay, yes. To start with, there are some examples of wherein your good mental health includes. First is feeling good about yourself and your abilities.
Mm.
That means I am confident about myself and I trust my abilities. See, everybody will have strengths and weaknesses. Okay, so it is always good you work on your strengths. Okay, weaknesses will be automatically covered. So there is a logical statement which I'll say. For example, uh, if you ask me what is your greatest strength, my greatest strength is my family. So at the same time, my greatest weakness also is my family. So it is that always it is good that you work on your strengths so that your weaknesses are automatically addressed. So one thing is feel good, have always start with a positive note. You can do it. In that way, let me say you affirmations. Like I'm strong, I'm beautiful, I can achieve it. Okay, I'm unique, I'm a wonderful person. So what happens is if you're having that kind of positive thought process, or positive affirmations, automatically your thinking pattern shifts. Till till that time I was feeling low. The moment I say I'm strong, I'm powerful, You can see what kind of expression changes in your body. So it is all about feeling good about yourself and your abilities. And next thing is, you should be able to cope with difficult and stressful situations. That
So
means
you get
your,
you-
yeah.
so you get someone to acknowledge that they are living with mental illness and they're in therapy or seeing a psychiatrist and they're continuing. Then the talk of medication is introduced and they're refusing medication. How do you encourage them that the medication would benefit their mental illness?
Yes. So its medication is useful and also plays a major role like your psychological booster. Maybe I'm
Right.
down with fever. The moment I take a tablet, I feel empowered. Okay, now I have taken a tablet, I will get well soon. It's a hope of ray. So at the same time, with the medication, it is also important that you have good lifestyle habits, having healthy relationships. That is something which is very very important. What do you mean by healthy relationship? Means where you're able to express freely what you are feeling. Okay. And in case if you have any disagreements, sit down and resolve it. So having a healthy relationship will be a good example of good mental health. Maybe you're able to enjoy your life and activities, and your feelings are in control. Okay. So and also maybe you just connect with something. If your photography is your hobby, practice your hobby. So that is your
Right.
stress buster. Maybe music is my stress buster. Just listen to music. It's not that I listen for 1 hour, 2 hours, maybe 5-10 minutes. If I'm really stressed, I'm having a lot of stress, office stress, just come out, take a break, just move away from the situation, relax, take a break for
Right.
5 minutes, listen to your favorite music, and doing this with, these are called mindfulness techniques. Mindfulness
Hmm.
techniques, eating is also a mindfulness technique.
Right.
Have you ever experienced that you like a chocolate? Just close your eyes, enjoy the chocolate, enjoy that moment. So what happens is, when you're enjoying that moment, you're living in that moment. So nothing is lingering in your mind. So you're able to
Right.
come out of it. So that is what they call acceptance in
Oh,
psychological
okay.
terms. Acceptance. So accepting life as it is a way for accepting the situations, and coming out positively and leading a positively mentally stable life.
So, Savita, how does mental health?
Yeah.
Because I know some people they're up all night. Some people just
Sorry,
can't
please get
sleep. How does the mental health affect a person's sleep? Does it manifest physically?
Yes. See, what happens is, some people say that they're unable to sleep. Okay. So in that there are 3-4 aspects. The first thing will be, am I connecting myself? Okay. Is that, am I having not having enough sleep, or I'm oversleeping, or is how is my quality of the sleep? So let me say, you sleep is very very essential when it comes to mental health, because our brains also require rest. They need to rest, and so that they can process our emotions, they can process our memories, and they can come out of it. So
Hmm.
good sleep, good food, it also related to your eating habits. It's not only sleep. Okay. If your eating habits are very good, okay, you take proper quantity of whatever the ratio, like vitamins, minerals, carbohydrates, everything, if it is in a proper ratio. And how is your workout? Are you walking? Are you doing physical exercise?
Hmm.
Sometimes the day we are at home, and when we don't do anything, we are not tired, and we cannot expect that we have a sound sleep. So it is a proper lifestyle. So sleep also comes in the proper lifestyle. It's not only that you should just concentrate it. We should concentrate, how many hours of exercise you do. what is that quality time you spend, quality times you spend with your loved ones. Okay, what are the activities you do, activities in the core activities you do on day in and day out.
Right,
Okay,
right.
am I
Now,
veiling away my time? So all these things actually matters a lot.
we've been through a pandemic, and
Yeah.
there were some people who just couldn't deal with the after effects and going through the process. I know we all went through it
Yes.
in one way or another. Some people walked away with trying to resume their life as it was, which was difficult for many. For those, we were seeing more people with challenges with mental health since COVID. How prepared are
Yeah.
we for the next surge of COVID that's coming, or that they say it's coming?
Okay. See, COVID has taught us many things. How we can, remotely handle ourselves. How is that, um, I can come out of a situation, because there were situations that we did not come out of our home for many months. We were stressed out because we are not meeting people. It also taught us that human being is a social being. Yeah. So it is important that life is uncertain. What COVID taught us is life is uncertain. How can I do it? Because we never know what is going to happen tomorrow. So how can I not worried about my loneliness? How is that I can, come out of the situation? And there are many challenges, but it also helped, taught us how important is the mental health. There were many less people who were speaking about mental health, but what happened? Your mental health is very important than your physical health. If you're mentally fit, you're physically fit. Maybe, somebody is
So,
yeah.
Shavita,
Tell me.
how can health policy and research help us create a better healthcare system?
Everybody, most of us during the pandemic, we suffered with, mental health. It is important that, you seek help. Okay, there are many
Yeah.
resources available for us. There are therapies, there is medication, there are support groups. You can take care, take help of the tips. First thing is, make sure that you're talking to someone at least. Okay, like, to vent out your feelings. Ventilation will solve 90% of your problem. Maybe sometimes we were very eager to share some good news. The moment we shared, we feel better. Okay, maybe we wanted to talk to someone. So there is a research that says that talking to someone you trust will really help you to, acknowledge yourself about your feelings. Once you acknowledge, it will help you to cope up with your, what do you say, stress and anxiety. And you stay connected. Even though if you're living in isolation, there are other ways and means by which you can connect to others. There is on You can connect
This
online.
is
Maybe you can, there is social media, there is video chat, there is phone calls. There are a lot of people who are ready to give us support, like, online support groups. And
now I heard about social media. There was something on the news recently that some people were giving advice as far as how to deal with certain mental illness. Well, when this happened to me, this is what I did, but it wasn't sound advice. Are you saying that it's best for them to speak with someone who's reputable over somebody who's experienced mental illness?
exactly. See, the first thing is, if you trust, if you have good mentors, if you have your parents, somebody, or else the people you trust, you talk to them. Or else it is also a good idea that you talk to a psychologist, a counselor, or a therapist, maybe a coach. Okay, So always it is good that we go to a professional. It's not that, maybe,
Yeah.
see, sometimes we like to share with our friends. There's nothing wrong in it. But in case if something which is above and beyond, if even they also cannot help you, it is always good you take help of a professional. And it is very important that you also take care of your health, physical health also, which is very, very important. Maybe diet, regular exercise, getting enough sleep. Okay, all
Oh
these
well,
things also help you.
this is great advice. Thank you so much. How could our viewers and listeners get in touch with you and tap into your services?
Yeah, you can, somebody want my help, they can log on to my website. It's www.coachvidya.in. So, like, I'm there in LinkedIn as well, so somebody can get in touch with me, and I'll share my email
Wow.
also. They can.
Thank you so much. It has been wonderful to you and getting more insight into mental illness. It can be difficult to find the things that will help you, as different things help different people. It's important to be open to a range of approaches and to be committed to finding the right help and to continue to be hopeful, even when some things don't work out. If you or someone you know are in a different headspace, dial 988 for support. Now, you don't want to miss our next episode on October 17th when we talk to Apostle Tamala Lucas about a disease resulting from uncontrolled growth and division of abnormal cells. We are talking about cancer. After 8, after dark. Thank you so much
Thank you.
for being here. I appreciate it. And this is just a lot of information that I got. And I'm hoping that, and I know that our viewers will get that information. And I'm hoping that they contact you because you seem like you have a wealth of knowledge with this on all levels, global psychologist and then a mental health coach. So reach out to Triveda because she knows what she's talking about and she's giving great insight. Thank you so much. Stay safe.
Yeah. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.